This is the church of St. Wojtek in the Wola district of Warsaw. It's distorted because I've opened up the camera as far as possible in order to get as much in. This church was used as a transit camp for people who were collected by the Nazis during their drive to the eastern parts of Warsaw in August 1944. So the uprising broke out on the 1st of August. There was the Nazi counter-attack coming from the west. What happened was that in Hitler's situation, convent of the 1st, the 2nd of August 1944, he ordered the destruction of everything and everyone inside Warsaw. Now, initially, when these police units, and renegade units, people like Kaminski, Dierlewanger, and were commanded by Heinz Reinefahrt, who wasn't even a soldier, but he was considered to be reliable. These people came in from the west, literally killing everybody and everything. Bach Zalewski, who was an SS mass murderer, he was given control, and he initially ordered them to stop killing the women and children, and then to stop killing the men as well, because this was completely counterproductive. The men, above all, could be used for slave labor. So when they stopped shooting everybody, they brought them, amongst other places, to this church. And inside this church there were literally thousands of people. Now, it's a church, so you can imagine what the hygienic conditions were like inside. There were no toilets, and soon it was reading the reports of what it was like behind the altar, for example, was absolutely covered in feces. This, of course, had consequences for the occupant as well as the people who were inside the church itself. Indeed, many were brought in here who were already injured. Now, here inside the church, they did, however, continue to kill people. They would kill people who had anything to do with the uprising. So if they found anybody they thought was in the Home Army, just suspected, that person would be killed immediately. Also killed anybody that they thought was Jewish. Didn't have to be Jewish, but they just had to think that you were Jewish, you had to look Jewish in some way, and that was enough for them to kill the victim. Now, so this was used as a transit camp. It's even photographs of people being marched from here down the street down there. Now, on the other side of the road here, this is ulica Sokołowska, there were buildings down here, and they'd been used to keep Soviet POWs. Now, the Soviet POWs were moved out, and then they moved in something called the Verbrennungskommando, the Incineration unit. Now, when they started these mass killings on the 4th or 5th of August 1944, they just left the bodies where they were, and then they moved on. Clearly, though, in the heat of the summer, that was not a good idea. It's 31 degrees today, and it's not even August yet, it's July whilst I'm filming this. So they realised that they had to destroy the bodies. In fact, they've been destroying bodies by fire since March, April 1942 at Helmut ad Nerum. I've done a video on Sonderkommando 1005, there'll be a link to that below. So, realising that they had to destroy the bodies, they set up two groups of 50 men each, called the Verbrennungskommando, incineration squads, and their job was to burn the bodies. And so they burnt the bodies in a variety of locations. I've actually filmed most of them, or some of them anyway, and they were kept under guard, obviously, and they're under strict guard at that. And but they were fed from food that they found in the houses of the people who had been murdered or forced out, depending on the circumstances. And also got cigarettes and the likes of things like that from these conditions. Any valuables, of course, had to be handed over to the guards, and if they were found keeping valuables, that was cause to have them shot. There was all sorts of other reasons to have them shot. Why did they agree to be in this unit? Well, they didn't have any choice, and in some cases it seems as though they're given a choice of either being shot or doing that. In other cases they were just forced to do it. I mean, you can't judge people who find themselves in that situation. And another thing, that they were obliged to inform the Nazis of any Polish civilians, or any civilians of any type, that they found. And so this it also put them in a very difficult situation. What did they do? Did they hand them the civilian over or not? But if they were found out for not, that carried, of course, the death sentence. Now, there were pyres even from the west of here. We've got the right through to the centre of Warsaw and to the Powieśle, the area on the river Vistula itself, when they occupied. So we know that this unit was set up either on the 6th or the 8th of August. It's not quite clear the date of setting it up. We've got testimony of it existing in the old town, for example, in Powieśle district, on the 2nd of September. They had effectively their job, like the Sonderkommando, was to cover up Nazi crimes. Now, there's very little known on this. In fact, I don't know of any information published in any other language other than Polish. But I'll do a longer video on this subject. So I think it is quite. I think it's worthy of telling, particularly as so little is available on it. Now, as I'm at this church, I'll now. I possibly won't be allowed in the church because of the way I'm dressed. But there is a sign here, but the sign is not very helpful at all. I think the sign was possibly put up in socialist times, communist times, so it doesn't really say a great deal. Okay. So, location of where Polish blood was spilled for the freedom of the country. In fact, it means Uświęcona is blessed, place blessed by the blood of Poles who fell for the freedom of the country. In this church during the Warsaw Uprising, the Nazis made a transit camp for evacuated people, dokonując masowe egzekucji, doing mass executions. Oh, look at that. Sorry, there's something here is written as well in English. On the 1st of August 1945, years into the German occupation, Warsaw Uprising broke out. During Warsaw Uprising, beginning from 6th of August 1944, the premises of the church were the largest assembling point for the civilians being driven out of the city. German soldiers killed about a total of 400 Poles in the vicinity of the church. Okay, yes. I agree with that. So, I'll have a walk around the outside as well. In fact, I'll show it to you from the front as much as I can. And now, it's despite I think that memorial's quite small, and here we've got sort of a grotto as well. Here, we'll have a look at the grotto. That might mean something. And Ave Maria. Okay, well, nothing to do with the Warsaw Uprising. Alright, so I'll see if I can get the church in, because it's quite a big one, and even though I've got the camera on as wide an angle as I can get it, and so it's distorted, so it doesn't normally look as though it's falling down. There you go. Today, I mean, the destruction here was such. You see these blocks built in socialist times. So these blocks here might have been rebuilt. I'm not certain of that. Right, I've seen the church is open. I'll stick my head in for around there for one, but I won't walk in this video. You'll have to see the video where I do more information. When I do things off the top of my head, I sometimes make mistakes, and so I think when I'm sure I make mistakes in the videos I don't do off the top of my head as well, but there's less of them, and I do check everything I can, but occasionally something gets through. Here we've got some renovations to churches are very expensive. And there we have the funeral home. I can't really tell you anything about the church because I don't know. As it happens, I'm into facts and dates about Second World War and similar things. I don't know about styles of architecture. Oh, look at that, there's a toilet here as well. Isn't that good? Oh, it looks very modern. So, there's the church. Distorted angle. So I'm going around filming things related to the Warsaw Uprising right now. So this is, I'm doing this, it's now July 2024. So I'm filming for the 80th anniversary. And as this was filmed off the top of my head, I'll probably manage to get it up on time before to coincide with the uprising. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you've found that of interest, and if you want to see other things I've done on this and other historical subjects, mainly from Poland and Germany, then you might want to subscribe. For the moment, thanks for watching, and bye for now.